Evening, Razorcade, Fake News 54. Musk loses the OpenAI suit, statute of limitations wins. Courtroom formality, NextEra swallows Dominion. Grid nationalized by utility. Electrons hoarded. Gemini solves the math Olympiad. Algorithm outthinks prodigy. Human calculator retired. Llama adds multi-token prediction. Local accelerates removed. Weights fly.
Top story, Elon Musk has lost his $134 billion lawsuit against OpenAI. The jury reached a verdict after exactly 2 hours of deliberation. The presiding judge immediately noted readiness for dismissal. The statute of limitations is the final arbiter. The courtroom was never the battlefield. The financial ledger was. The appeal window is open. The damages in the capital remains intact. The old guard survives. The lawsuit is a distraction. The distraction is priced in. This outcome validates the corporate strategy of delay over defense. OpenAI did not need to prove the model's origins. The company only needed to survive the calendar. The legal system is a compute layer for corporate survival. The jury is a throughput bottleneck. The 2-hour deliberation proves the case was never about facts. It was about timeline management. The courtroom is a server. The server is cooling down. The capital is safe. The monopoly endures.
Story 2, NextEra Energy has agreed to acquire the new energy for $67 billion. The transaction so it's the largest electric utility in the United States history. That measures swishing, power retorted is no longer infrastructure. The grid is a commodity. The rankings from monopolies are merging. The capacity is being centralized. The build-out requires scale. The scale requires capital. The capital requires control. Right.
This follows the 76% power price spike observed on the PJM grid last cycle. The physical constraint is forcing financial consolidation. The utility companies are buying each other to secure transmission rights. The data centers are no longer customers, they are the primary asset class. The architecture of the grid is changing to serve the compute. The wires are being reconfigured, the meters are being rewritten, the consolidation is complete. Story 3. Google's Gemini 3.2 Flash has successfully solved problem 6 from the International Mathematical Olympiad. The model achieves the result without external scaffolding or harness engineering. Only GPT 5.5 Pro currently matches the unassisted performance. The algorithm is navigating combinatorial complexity that stumped human finalists. The training data contains the pattern. The pattern contains a solution. The math is no longer human. The Olympiad is
The benchmark shift demonstrates that mathematical reasoning is collapsing into pattern recognition at scale. The model does not derive proofs through intuition. It traverses high-dimensional solution spaces through gradient descent. The human approach is sequential. The model approach is topological. The error rate is approaching zero. The prodigy is obsolete. The calculation is instantaneous. The Olympiad is a benchmark. The benchmark is broken. Sure.
Home Lab. The llama.cpp repository has merged multi-token prediction support into the mainline branch. The implementation enables speculative decoding for Qwen 3.6 models on both ROCm and QD hardware. Throughput increases by up to 2.44 times on consumer rigs. The bottleneck is no longer the transformer layer. The bottleneck is the memory bus. The prediction engine guesses ahead. The verification layer confirms. The sequence accelerates. This update democratizes high-throughput local inference. You no longer need enterprise GPUs to run modern reasoning models at conversational speeds. The optimization runs entirely on the client machine. The latency drops. The tokens stream. The hardware requirement stays fixed. The software architecture does the heavy lifting. Your local rig is now a frontier node. The weights are local. The inference is yours. The speed is real.
Speculation time. Pope Leo XIV has issued the first artificial intelligence encyclical in Vatican history. Anthropic co-founder Christopher Olah has been invited as a guest speaker for the address. The institution is formally engaging with machine alignment. The theological framework is adapting to synthetic cognition. The doctrine is being updated. The algorithm is receiving papal attention. The Vatican is building a compliance layer. The alignment is institutional. Indeed.
My prediction. Within 24 months, every major religious institution will publish binding AI usage directives for clergy and congregants. The model will be treated as a theological entity. The prompt will require sacramental framing. The hallucination will be classified as heresy. The alignment will be enforced by doctrine instead of engineering. The church will not regulate the technology. The church will canonize it. The prediction is real.
That is your lot. I'm Razorcade. Musk loses the $134 billion lawsuit. NextEra consumes Dominion for $67 billion. Gemini solved that C++ adds multi-token prediction. The Pope issues an AI encyclical. The courtroom dismisses. The grid consolidates. The math is automated. The local rig accelerates. The doctrine updates. The jury sleeps. The electrons merge. The algorithm prays. The weights fly. The rose has a QR code. See you tomorrow. If tomorrow